I have a plethora of dupes for all of y'all today. So if you guys want to see some amazing dupes where you can't tell the difference between high-end and drugstore, keep on watching. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dupes that I want to get through today. Actually 10 drugstore dupes for you guys today, and I'm going to give you the price of these, so definitely make sure you're watching the little description bar that pops down below. Earlier in 2025, Natasha Denona did release this little mini eye sculpt palette. It retailed for $27. And I did do a video on this where I tested it out, and I just took a look at this palette to see if it was really worth it, and I will try linking that video for you in the eye or in the description box down below. I was actually in my Walmart the other day, and I was looking, and I was like, holy cow, I think I found a dupe for the mini eye sculpt palette, and it retails for like $5.25. You heard that right. $5.25. We have the Profusion Smoky 10 Shade Eyeshadow Palette. And when I tell you Profusion, actually, even though it has a like very affordable price point, they actually have very pigmented eyeshadows. And when I looked at the color story of this, I was like, this is the mini eye sculpt palette from Natasha Denona, but it has a couple of foil shades thrown in here. And this is literally what I envision, like if Natasha Denona were to ever like expand the eye sculpt palette, it would be this. So this is the Profusion Smoky palette. It is a 10 pan eyeshadow palette. It retails for $5.25. Super, super inexpensive. And then you have the Natasha Denona Mini Eye Sculpt that has exactly the same color story in the mattes. So the Profusion Smoky palette is actually vegan. It is infused with vitamin E. It is talc and paraben free, and the packaging is made with recyclable material. And honestly, when I saw the correlation between the two of these, I was like, I gotta tell you guys about this really good dupe. I have a good one. This is a really good one. For a long time, a lot of brands have been trying to dupe the Moondust shadow from Urban Decay in the shade Space Cowboy. This is like one of those. Elf came out with one. So many brands have been trying to dupe this specific shade, but I'm telling you right now, I have probably one of the best dupes for you, and it comes from ColourPop. So the Moondust shadow retails for about $24. It might be a little bit more than that now, but the Moondust shadow retails for $24. And then incoming is this little super shock shadow in the shade Ritz from ColourPop, and this is a $7 eyeshadow. Now this one is a cream to powder. Honestly though, the Moondust shadow is kind of like a cream to powder as well, and they both have that same sparkly look to it, the same silvery reflect, but also it has a little bit of that brown undertone in the eyeshadow as well. And when I put these on my lid, you can't tell the difference. Like, they are just absolutely incredible. Like, here's both of them here, and you can't tell a difference between each one of these. Like, they both have the same reflect, they both have the same undertone to them, and they literally just dance across the eye, and they look so beautiful. But honestly, for $7, if you like the look of the Moondust shadow, ColourPop has one for $7 in the shade Ritz. This concealer has been a cult fan favorite for a very, very long time, and I've had my suspicions about this concealer. I've had my suspicions about finding like a affordable $6 drugstore dupe, and then I've also found something that's a little bit more like pricey, but it's still in that drugstore range. I have the NARS Creamy Concealer, and this is the Radiant Creamy Concealer. The shade that I have is actually Light 2.5 Creme Brulee, and this is a creamy concealer. It is a medium full coverage concealer. It does come with like a little doe foot applicator, and I did find that this is a very creamy emollient concealer, and it really works with my over 35 eye bags as well, and it doesn't over accentuate or texturize anything. Now, coming in at a price point of about $6 is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this has the same consistency. It also has the same like creaminess to it. It also has the same type of coverage, and it also has, like, look at the packaging between these two. Like, if I were to hold these up, would you really know the difference between these two? They are so similar. It's crazy. But they have the same consistency and they have the same application. And then also coming in at like a $14 price point, we have the Neutrogena. This is their Radiant Cream Concealer, which is really surprising that they can even name it that because, I mean, let's be honest here, the name is really, really similar. But this is also a creamy concealer with a medium to full coverage. It's very buildable, and the packaging is pretty similar. But these three formulations, out of like, if you're looking for like an affordable dupe for the Radiant Creamy, definitely hit the Fit Me. If you like something like in the Neutrogena, tends to be a little bit more skin loving, and it also tends to be a little bit more hypoallergenic for people, then definitely try the Neutrogena one. If you've been eyeballing the Radiant Creamy Concealer, the Radiant Creamy Concealer, I want to say retails for like $30. Like, it's a crazy price point for a concealer. Let's talk blushes, because I have a Charlotte Tilbury blush dupe. This is the matte blush wand from Charlotte Tilbury in Peach Pop. This is actually like my favorite blush wand. Like, it is so pretty. It is matte technically, but it is a liquid blush. It is a peach tone. It is just, it blends out so seamlessly. It looks so beautiful on the cheeks. It actually has like, it reminds me of summer, but I also really feel like I can wear this in the fall time as well because it has a little bit of an orange undertone. And then we have, this is the Flower Beauty blush wand, ultra light liquid blush wand in the shade Peachy. These are literally pretty much the same shade. They blend out exactly the same. They apply exactly the same. Like, can you tell which one is which? Like, they look so, so familiar. I would say that I think the Charlotte Tilbury one has a little bit more of a pink tone to it, whereas this one has a little bit more of like that reddish peach tone. But they are so similar, like when you apply it to the face, the way that it blends out, it doesn't over accentuate, it doesn't lift anything. And these are like really a dupe for one another. Now, Flower Beauty, this is still available on the Ulta Beauty website, and I believe it's for $14, whereas the blush light wand is like, the blush wands are like $40 from Charlotte Tilbury. They're super expensive. So if you're looking for a good Charlotte Tilbury dupe, Flower Beauty has a really good one specifically for this shade, and they do have some other blush wands that are in different shades, and I'm pretty sure they match Charlotte Tilbury to a T. Like, they're so good. Let's talk powder. The Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Powder has been like a favorite of mine for a while, but let's be real. She costs a pretty penny. I want to say she's like $30, $40. And the shade that I have specifically is called Cupcake. This is kind of like a it's like a skin tone shade, and it has a little bit of a pink undertone for me. It's not like super pink, but it does have a little bit of a pink undertone. And in comes the L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection, not the pink version. This is actually technically the translucent light version, but it actually has a little bit of a pigment to it. It's not 100% transparent. It actually is a little bit pigmented. And when swatching these out, I noticed that they have the same blurring effect. They have the same texture. They also have the same shade look on my skin. And when I use them compared to each other, I'm always like, the Blurfection reminds me of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Powder. And for a fraction of the cost at $14.99, you can get the Blurfection powder. I must have said Easy Bake powder. But it is such a good like alternative to it. I know there have been so many other powders on the market, and they're like, oh, this would be a really good dupe for the Huda Beauty one. No, honestly, the Blurfection one, it blurs just like the Huda Beauty one. It doesn't like crepe into my face. It doesn't over accentuate anything like agey on me. And it literally has the same blurring quality, and it also bakes my makeup so nicely when I'm just like applying it to my face, and it really blurs it. For $14.99, it's so good. I also have another Huda Beauty dupe, and if you guys like this specific faux filter gloss, this is the shade Honey, and it's like this like orangey peachish shade. It's really thick, it's really pretty, but when you actually apply it, it kind of thins out and shears out a little bit on my lips because I have super tiny lips. And I was actually looking, and I'm a fan of these L'Oreal Hyaluron Plumping Glosses. I think they're so beautiful. But the shade 641 Latte Glace, like, I swear, when you put these on, these just look so similar on the lips, but you get that plumping action of the L'Oreal one. Like, it's so good. Like, the shades are really, really similar. I know the Huda Beauty one is a little bit more orange, but if you like some of that, like, the consistency, the texture, if you like that almost orangey color, I definitely feel like the latte one is the way to go if you're wanting to find a alternative to the faux filter from Huda Beauty. And like, look at the consistency between these. Really, really, really similar. Like, so similar. It's crazy. Now let's talk about lip liner. For the longest time, I could not find Anywhere Caffeine from Makeup Forever, like anywhere. And I actually ended up buying this because Samantha March, literally, she influenced me to buy this lip liner. Here it is. And I was like, oh, it's such a good lip liner, but I can never find it anywhere. I ended up looking at a couple of other lip liners, and I was like, oh, like the e.l.f. lip liners are $3. They're a great price. I found this one, which is a retractable lip liner from NYX. This one is a great price point as well. And then when I picked them up, swatched them, tried them, I was like, oh gosh, like I just literally bought Makeup Forever's Anywhere Caffeine from 2 different brands. So if you're looking for Anywhere Caffeine from Makeup Forever, a really close dupe to it is the cream lip liner from e.l.f. in the shade Baddest Beige. Like, it is so creamy. This one, so creamy. Like, it literally is such a great lip liner because it's so creamy. And then if you like the retractable lip liners, like this one here where you actually can like push it up and down, this one is from NYX and it is the shade Natural. So I'm actually going to swatch both of these next to each other. And you can see that the e.l.f. one is a little bit darker. This is the Makeup Forever, and then you have the NYX one, but the NYX one is literally the same shade, like literally the same shade. And going on the lips, it goes on the same pigmentation. I actually find that the e.l.f. one is a little bit more creamy than the Makeup Forever one, and the consistency of the NYX one versus the Makeup Forever one, they're like exactly the same as far as like the way that they blend out and the way that they apply to my lips. Like, they're really good. And the next one I believe is like a $5 liner, I want to say, and the e.l.f. one is like a $3 liner, whereas the Makeup Forever lip liner is in the $20 to $30 range. It has a big price point behind it. All right, I have another lip liner dupe for you guys, and it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner. This is my dark brown shade that I just like, I'm obsessed with, and I love bringing it out, you know, in the fall time. The shade of this one is Malt. Like, this is just this dark brown, beautiful pigmented brown lip liner, super creamy, super beautiful. I picked this up in the 21 Days of Beauty in the spring, and I'm in love with this lip liner. I think it's so beautiful. But I found a color super similar to it from the Lifter liner of Maybelline, and the shade that I have of this one is Cross the Line, and this one is like super creamy, but literally so close in shade to what I have for the ABH one. And then I also have an e.l.f. one that is really, really similar as well, and the consistency is really similar. This is another one of those $3 lip liners. The shade is Espresso Martini, and these are super, super similar to each other. Like, look at that. They are so similar. I can't get over like how similar they are to each other, and they are literally, I feel like, dupes for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Malt lip liner. So close, so beautiful. I'm kicking myself because I have these lip liners that I purchased and I was like, oh, they're really pretty, and I wonder why I like them so much, because they look like Malt from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is one of my favorite lip liners. Okay, gotta talk lips because I've become such a lip person. I mean, we were just talking about lips, but we're talking about like lipstick. And I have a couple of lipsticks here that I found really good dupes for, and I love sharing dupes for these because they are actually highly hyped. And the first one is a NARS lipstick. The shade that I have in this one is Toledo Lipstick Rouge. Toledo Satin lipstick. This is just like a smaller like sample size, but the NARS lipsticks tend to retail for a pretty penny as well. I'm going to say upward of $25. I can't remember the exact price point on it. So this is the shade here. And for the dupe, I actually have an Ulta Beauty shade. And the Ulta Beauty shade is Noodly Interrupt. And this one is so similar in consistency. It's so similar in color that I was really taken aback by when I swatched these. Now, the Ulta Beauty one I actually received as a free gift. And the NARS one I actually received as a free gift at one point in time when I bought like NARS bronzer and NARS blush, and I got it. But these are just so similar in color. I can't believe, like, if you mix these together like that, like, you can't tell that they're two different shades. Like, that's how good the mix is between the two of them. And I really feel like that Ulta Beauty lipstick is really, really, really close to that shade of NARS. So if you're looking at NARS lipsticks, definitely check out like the Ulta Beauty line because they have some really similar shades as well. Now we're going to talk about a cult classic, the OG, the Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a mini size that I have. This is obviously the Pillow Talk shade, and the original, like the full size of Pillow Talk, is actually a pretty hefty penny. If I remember it, her lipsticks are like $30-$40. So I have a more like luxury high-end brand that the lipstick is less, but it's literally the same shade, and it's from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and the shade is Taupe Beige. I love this shade, and it smells like cookies. Like, it smells like vanilla. Like, it smells so good. But this is such a similar, like, the shade between these two is really, really similar. I would say that the Anastasia one is a little bit more taupey, but it still gives that same like Pillow Talk feel. And then this one's the kicker, the one that looks so much like the Pillow Talk shade, and it is from Wet n Wild. The shade is called Bare It All, and I've talked about this one on my channel a couple of times, but if you can find this shade from Wet n Wild, this is your dupe for the Pillow Talk shade. Like, it is so close. Like, it's insane how close it is. I've actually done a side-by-side of these two on my lips before, and literally you can't tell where they don't look like different shades on my face, and like they pull so similarly on my lips, and they literally have like the same undertones and the same consistency, and they literally are the same shade for each other. Such a good, like the Bare It All from Wet n Wild, I want to say is like $3 or $4, and the Charlotte Tilbury one is like a pretty hefty penny, if you ask me. That's all the dupes that I have for today. If you guys like content like this, make sure that you subscribe before you go, and I hope I get to see you in my next video. Bye!